Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time we have You Shuckle versus I'm Okay, and this is going to be a 2v2 Iron Man, and the winning team will win $100, the losing team will lose $100. Also, make sure to go ahead and check out the Coliseum Discord link down below at the top of the description if you want to play for money yourself, and we will go ahead and see You Shuckle decide to go first, 42 versus 41. We have Aramasa, Nib, Sword, Droll, Called By. They have Terraforming, Ash, Impulse, Dormouse, Imperm. So drawing a hand like this definitely sucks, like drawing two normal summon starters. So we go main phase, and then normal summon out Aramasa, activate the effect, and then they might not imperm it because of prayers. Okay, but they do decide to imperm it. I was going to say, because like, they do have Ash for Saji, but then like prayers would end up beating them anyways. Actually, I guess you could impulse prayers and put them on search ritual spell. Nah, you would just impulse ritual spell. Yeah. Set Called By, and then pass. They draw Wizard. Main phase, activate Terraforming, grab out Field Spell, and then we can drop a Droll and Lockbird on them. Okay, not a very good hand trap versus Maliss, but at least it's doing something. Dormouse, banish White Rabbit, pay 300, special summon itself out, and then White Rabbit effect to go ahead and set from deck. Set the GWC06. This is a card that I've noticed some people have cut. You know, we saw people cut it at the last YCS, but it seems like too many people haven't cut it from their deck. Which I think, I don't know if that means it's like going to be what everyone does, like not cut it. I think more people will cut it as time goes on to try it at least, but it's way different to play the deck with only one MTP to like banish search. If you cut like the GWC and TB11, like some people just can't play with that, like it's really different. Go ahead, make Lingaribo, activate Field Spell, banish the March Hare effect, add itself back to hand. Sure, that's fine. And then activate the March Hare effect. So, I mean, I guess they could chain Called By to stop them from getting an extra body, but there's no point, right? Because they're just going to summon Dormouse, and then we can drop Nib on them. So, brings out the Dormouse, and then on summon, activate Nib to chain Dominus Impulse, and then boom, admit defeat. On to game number 2 now. We'll see Mitsurugi go first. We have 7 Tachyon, Ash, Prayers, X, Droll. There we go, multiple plays. They have White Rabbit, Dominus Impulse, Dormouse, Backup, and March Hare, and sadly this game they only draw one hand trap. Dumb Duo, Special X effect goes Search, and that's going to grab out Sword Ryzeal. A lot of people aren't going for Ouroboros Rip in this deck, but to be honest, like any Ryzeal variant could be going for hand rip. They're going to go X, Sword, into Ice, and then that's fine. Normal summon Ice effect goes special, bring out Star effect goes set the Ryzeal cross from the deck, activate the cross, overlay in the Duo, and then we have Duo effect to attach Duo from grave, and then activate the effect to detach and go search, grab out the Ice Ryzeal, and then grab out Node Ryzeal. So it's 3 bodies right there. Well, I guess, you know, technically only 2, but it's 3 because Node effect Ascend. And then overlay for King of the Feral Limbs, activate the effect, go search, grab out the Habakiri from the deck, activate Habakiri and the Saji effect, go grab out the Ritual Spell, and then we can activate Ritual Spell to summon from deck, and then they're going to Dominus Impulse that. Okay, activate Prayers, Tribute Haba, and then go ahead search out the Kusanagi, and then summon it out from the hand, and then new chain link, Haba 1, Kusanagi 2 to try to add back, and then that's going to add back Ritual Spell, and then Haba's going to grab out the Murakumo, because last time they tried summoning from deck, but now this time they can try to summon from hand. I'm pretty sure that's what they meant by deck. Honestly, it's kind of hard sometimes when people just say deck, hand. I feel like they should say like special, like SS from deck, SS hand, you know, something like that. Or send deck, send hand. So now, special Ice by sending King of the Feral Limbs, overlaying the Gallant Granite, activate Gallant effect. Okay, so go ahead, detach, search out a copy of Nib from the deck to the hand, and then special out Node, and then Node effect, send Gallant, special back out Sword, and then we can overlay those to summon out nothing, because we're not overlaying yet. Okay, activate Cross effect to put back Ice plus X, so commit to XYZ first, please. Okay, so make Detonator attach, and then cross draw, but they accidentally only put back 1 there. Then they're going to go 7 Tachyon. Yeah, I think maybe they were like, oh, maybe we shouldn't commit to the XYZ summon in case we draw something like Harpy's Feathers Storm. Then we can go for that with Castel. But obviously that did not work out. So 7 Tachyon, go ahead, reveal, go ahead, search, put back. So now we have Droll, Niv, Lancia, Ash. I'm guessing Droll is maybe a 1-up for crossout. This isn't really a hand trap you want to keep in. It's not the greatest hand trap against the Maliss deck. Activate March Hare, banish, special summon out during main phase, and then they're going to go White Rabbit effective summon, and we will go ahead and chain... Okay, oh, okay. Chain Detonator to pop, and then chain Cross to negate. I was going to say, we only press Cross there. But pop, negate, that's good. I mean, yeah, they wasted, well, not wasted 2 cards, but they used 2 cards to deal with 1 pop, 1 negate. And then we have the negate again this turn, and we could just Lancia them. So we Lancia them, but they do draw Imperm, so they can stop Detonator, but we'll still have Cross. So shut down Detonator, normal Dormouse. This doesn't work. They just make Lingeribo, activate backup hand effect. You just Cross negate it, leave them on 0 cards. And then, yeah, effect in hand negated. Yeah, obviously. What? And then, why would you... Yeah, obviously. Like, what? Okay, now, on to game 3. Also, wouldn't you activate the effect on field to hope that they cross-negate it if you do get it out? Because you still need, like, Splash Mage or Lizard. Well, you can't even go for Lizard, though. So you need Splash Mage to resolve. So you have to activate backup and hope they negate it on field if you were to get that far. But now we have Fua, Ritual Spell, Node, Murakumo, Imperm. They have March Hare, Chessie Cat, Terraforming, Backup, and Nib. So go main phase, normal Chessie effect, chain Fua, banish March Hare, draw Dominus Impulse, backup. They said sec, I have chain if you have nothing. Okay, they're gonna imperm it then, if no response. Okay, so activate Fua, because I mean they're gonna do that anyways on res, so I guess just do it before, I guess check for Ash and stuff, and if that resolves, then chain imperm. Like if they have no response to that, chain imperm. Okay, so now reveal the cards or shuffle your deck. Okay, they're just gonna go terraforming, grab out field spell. Technically, you are supposed to reveal the cards, but whatever. Go ahead, grab out field spell. Field spell, go ahead, banish the Dormouse. Dormouse, pay 300, special summon itself out. Dormouse effect, so they are under Fua. You know, we do have to remember that. Activate White Rabbit, pay 300, special summon out, and then White Rabbit effect, go ahead, set from deck. And then this will go ahead and set the GWC06 directly from the deck. And then we make a Red Ransom. They draw on the Perulia, Red Ransom effect, search out Maliss in the mirror. And then set Maliss in the mirror. And then attempt to pass. So they make the Red Ransom play instead of trying to make the Cryptor play. Which, if you go for this, then you get the Maliss in the mirror interruption over the Cryptor interruption. Which I think is fine here. Especially with what we have. Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, getting this in rotation, I think, is better than getting Cryptor in rotation. Like, this just does more for you, especially, like, follow-up-wise. Like, we'll get to search the field spell again this turn if things go correctly. So now, activate Ritual Spell, summon from hand, bring out Murakumo, go ahead, dump the Kusanagi, but okay, they said misclick. We will be dumping Kusanagi plus Saji. New chain link, Saji 1, Kusanagi 2, Murakumo 3. So we out the Red Ransom, add back Ritual Spells, search for prayers, and then nothing on res. Activate Ritual Spell, summon out the Haba from the deck, new chain link, Murakumo effect, to try to go ahead, search and summon. They said okay, so go ahead, add another copy of prayers, summon itself out. And then they said 3 mystery cards, right? 2 prayers. Yup. Now from here, they're just going to go battle. And then they said, thinking 1 second. Because this is game, technically, if it were to go through. But obviously, it's not going to go through. So they're going to go end of main, activate March Hare. I was going to say, save GW6. They have March Hare. They have multiple things that can block here. So, banish, and then activate Red Ransom banished effect. Chain Murakumo to try to stop that, or make him discard. They chain the Maliss in the mirror, and then we have prayers that we can chain if we want to, which I was going to say will allow us to dodge this and still basically force them to discard because they really want to summon out the Red Ransom here. Then banish White Rabbit effect, and March Hare effect. So go ahead, add back, special summon out, and then effects. So that will, you know, grab out field spell. This will now go ahead and set the MTP. We have MTP that we can activate. Well, technically you don't have to activate it yet. But then, I was about to say, if you do hold it though, then they do have the option to go into this, and this on summon searches Tachyon card. So it's like, maybe we should have just on res try to banish Murakumo, but then they can chain prayer to make Murakumo dodge the MTP, but then they already used Murakumo effect to summon back, so then they only get one of these back, and then, it's like so awkward. Okay, we're just going to let him make the Tachyon. Well, the card that searches Tachyon, and then activate the effect to go search. Grab out 7 Tachyon from the deck to the hand. And then now activate prayers, no tribute. Go ahead, bring out Kusanagi from grave by losing 800. We already used the effect to add back, but we're going to summon that out and then maybe make SP. Is that why we did that play next? They said, sorry, make a play please, almost 3 minutes. Okay, so normal summon out Perulia, make duo. This also does make Node a special summon, which can come up later. Duo, effect to go search, chain MTP, doing it in response to the search, by the way, which does mean that they will still resolve it, because they could attach from their Divine Golden Shadow Dragon instead of just attaching from Duo. So they ash the MTP, they go ahead, chain Nib, which is, yeah, I mean, I guess that's fine. Go ahead, pass over the token. And then, I really like this card. This card is really sick. Like, I played it at the beginning, and then I cut it, and now I'm playing it again, like, testing it out again. I don't know, this card, I'm not saying, like, it's really good in this deck, but I'm saying in general, this card's, like, really cool. I really like what it does. It allows any deck that can make rank 8s to search 7 Tachyon, which I think 7 Tachyon is a really cool card. Honestly, I think it's, like, one of the most fair searchers we've had, because you have to play an extra deck card, you have to search for a card, put a card back, and it locks you in the XYZs. Like, think about how much worse than Rhoda this is. Think about how many more steps than Rhoda that card has. I don't like cards like Terraforming Rhoda for the game. But a card like 7 Tachyon, I'm fine with it. Like, Small World, I'm fine with it. So now, activate 7 Tachyon. Go ahead and search. Okay, we're going to go ahead and try to search out a copy of Lancia there. And then put back Node. And then we have set prayers, pass. They draw Chessy Cat. They already used the March Air effect that turn. So we're going to drop Lancia during the standby phase. Yep, no impulse or anything used. We are playing the Ryzeal build, not Pier. We have seen a lot of Fiendsmith build of this deck running around too, of the Mitsu deck. So now they're thinking about what they want to do here under Lancia exactly, because they have gone through like the Malice and the Mirror, which is what a lot of people do after they get hit with Lancia. But now they said thinking here, thinking. They have backup, extra bodies. They have not been through Wizard. This has 73 attack though. They know that they have Prayer set, which Prayer is going to bring out Murakumo and Board Wipe. So they have to think about how they want to play into this. They have GWC that can summon back out. Technically, they could like out the token with access code, but I was going to say that doesn't feel very good. Go ahead, grab out Wizard, discard the field spell. Sure. And now from here, thinking on what to do next. I feel like we should have thought these plays through before committing to them. Especially if we're taking this long. Like, just look how long we've taken. The turn started at, oh my gosh, it started at 36 minutes and we're at 43 minutes. Think about how long that's been for one Lancia to be activated. And this comes after the opponent said, make a play please. It's been almost 3 minutes. But then they take 6 minutes! 6 minutes to normal back up and use the effect. 6 minutes! And they got mad at them taking 3. In a more complicated situation. This is way less complicated. You know every card they have. Like, you know this is prayers. I mean, it's still like a tough situation, but it's way less complicated because everything's known. Like, when everything's known, like, things are way less complicated because everything's known. So they make IP, and then we're just going to go prayer to summon back out during end phase, summon out Kusanagi, and then Kusanagi effect to add back a copy of prayers. So instead of trying to board wipe, we're just going to go ahead, add this back to hand, because we can just use prayers again. And I was going to say, and we know we're top decking Node, so now we have 2 level 4s. So now activate prayers during the draw phase, which thinking if tributing, no tribute. So just summon out the Murakumo effect, wipe out the IP, and then special summon out node, and then thinking on the summon of node if they want to do anything. Because they do have Murakumo, but they won't get any interruptions. Yeah, their engine just has no interruptions, which is like kind of tough. I think last turn they probably just like had to try to commit more. Like had to try to commit a little bit more. Maybe we did have to go GWC, summon back out, use Red Ransom plus Nib to make access code, battle phase, try to beat over token because it's only at 5,000 defense. So maybe we just try to beat over that. If they wipe out the access code, sure. Then we go main phase 2 and we try to set up something, but it's kind of tough because if we try to play, the Murakumo forces us to discard, and then on this turn when we try to play, Murakumo forces us to discard. Like this card having the extra effect, like most of the time it doesn't even say negate. Most of the time it just says make them discard. So people do forget sometimes though that you can just like let this card negate your cards. You could be like, okay, sure, like you negated something really dumb to try to make me discard, but I don't have to discard since you try to negate something really dumb. Now we're going to make duo effect to attach, and then we have duo effect to go search. It's actually kind of crazy how Ryzeal is going to end up winning this game after their only play in hand was Ritual Spell. That's the only play they had, was Ritual Spell plus Murakumo. The opponent opened up like 4 engine cards plus Nib. I guess, like, you know, 4 engines technically not as good as it could have been because we got hit with Fua, then Imper Monchesi. Like, no Imper Monchesi would have been huge. They would have drawn 2 add back March Hare. But I don't know, maybe I'm okay should have committed more into it. They're going to go ahead, search out Ice Cross. I still want to, like, I'm still trying to get better at Maliss, trying to learn when to push through Fuas and not. So now here, activate March Hare. I have learned though that most of the time I'm just trying to push through Fua. It's more awkward. I need to learn like Meow more. Meow and like Perulia lines. Getting hit with like multiple Charmies, like awkward Charmies, not Fua. Fua is like really easy to think about. I guess so is Perulia. You just give them like Wizard backup later on, maybe 1 draw early. So they're going to go activate March Hare, banish Maliss in the Mirror, then they're going to go Maliss in the Mirror. To try to banish, and then we're going to chain Murakumo. I think they banished Red Ransom. Yeah, banish the Red Ransom, search out March Hare. So Red Ransom summon itself out. We've already gone through both of the spells with it, unless we play multiple quick plays, which I doubt we do. But I have heard some people talk about trying to play more of those, because like it's not a bad going second card. It's not a bad going first card. It's not a great going first card. Honestly, it's only really good going first when you search it most of the time. And then going second, it's like solid. It's not crazy, but it's solid. Cross, go ahead, put back, draw. This draws into a Fua. And then normal ice effect, because we specialed the node earlier. So ice in the sword goes search. And then sword's going to grab out X Ryzeal. And then overlay into Dugaris. Special summon out X by dumping the aggregator. Aggregator target field spell, so that way we can attack whatever. And then tokens at 51, 73 I believe it's swap, true, plus duo boost, so 51, okay. And then they're going to go Dugaris to double the attack of the token. And then battle phase, attack over Red Ransom for game. So they said same account up next. Yeah, I can't help but thinking that if like we were to VOD review this more in depth, that I'm pretty sure Maliss should have won that game. I can see a world where they don't win, like here. But I think it's more rare that they don't win. Yeah, but okay. That's going to be it for that match. And then on to the next match, we will see you Shuckle versus I'm Okay again, and I'm Okay will go first. They're playing a different deck this time, playing 47. We have Ash, Sword, Ash, Ice, Murakumo. They have Tracked, Ash, Lurie, Perulia, Druisworm. So it looks like they're playing the deck that they topped the YCS with. They topped, what was the last? Providence? Yeah, they topped Providence with the Mitsurugi, Ryzeal, Fiendsmith deck. So I activate Tracked, and then Tracked's going to go ahead, grab out Engraver, and then discard Lurie. Lurie effect summon itself out, okay. And then they can make Requiem, and then they can go Requiem effect to go special. They're thinking if they want to Ash this, because we know they have Engraver. It still cuts them off Lurie, though. Engraver is just 1 body, because they already went through Tracked. Cuts them off, like, Interruption, because they get to set up Trap and stuff off of that. So we ash the Requiem, and now they go activate Engraver to go search, grab out another copy of Tract, and then they could go ahead and set up a Necro equip, but they choose to pass, which should tell us that they have Charmy in hand, right? Because otherwise they just almost always go Engraver and the Necro equip pass and at least get a draw through a hand trap, because we know they have a hand trap if they're just passing. Obviously it's not all engine, but obviously we know it's Charmy. We draw Droll. But I was going to say, it's not like we got much information off of it because it's just Perulia, and this is dropped right away. If it was something like Fua that's held, we would know it's Fua. So they activate Perulia, we ash Perulia, and then normal ice effect, and then they're thinking on that, which they do have ash, so they just ash that, and then, yep, they have sword. Fair enough. Special sword effect, because if you don't ash ice, then you just end up losing anyways. You can't even, like, stop duo. Because they just they play Star Ryzeal, and they just don't need to get to duo. Or by the time they get to duo, they will have a cross set up. So dump duo, special X effect, go search out node. There's only one blank, so we just need to make the duo early and either force it out right now on the effect to search, or this goes through, and then either it's not a hand trap, or if it is, we just have cross. So go ahead, search out Star plus cross, activate cross, special out node, and then node effect, discard Droll, special back out. We can still go in the Mitsu cards, overlay, summon out King of the Feral Limbs, and then activate that effect. They said BRB, Sex, sorry. Okay, King of the Feral Limbs, go search, grab out the Haba from the deck to the hand, and then detach, special out Star, make detonator, attach. I mean, we know it's track plus one blank, so at that point, you just know it's game, because you have cross up. And the opponent is playing it out because it's a money match, like, well, in IronMan, but it's 4 money, so it makes sense to play it out. Ritual spell, summon out Murakumo from hand, tribute 2 from deck, and then new chain links, add back ritual spell, go search out a useless Haba. I love how this deck just gets, like, blank cards to hand for free. It actually works pretty well with the Ryzeal cards. Because you have Dugaris, you have Ice, you have Node, you have a bunch of cards that say discard. And this engine just gets you a bunch of free cards to hand. So now search out prayer, summon back out the Murakumo, battles, Setsek, I missed there's something at the end, ritual summon Haba, effect, special back out, revive, they use Druid's Worm, we just cross negate. They said on the Murakumo effect to special back out. Wait, really? You could honestly just let that go, and then you just summon out, you use the effect, you pop, they use the effect to send you negate. Either way we win though, so we could just negate the hand effect and then just say battle phase, and technically it's less steps. So now we have I'm okay going first in game 2. We have Saji, Cross, Ritual Spell, Fua, Sword. They have X, Track, Sword, Ash, and Prayers. I was going to say, Fua does hurt this deck. Decently bad depending on their opening hand. Like, you know, some of their cards play in the Fua really bad, some don't. Like, X plays around it well. Ice plays into it bad. Track plays into it bad. Like, Haba hand effect, first action, plays into it not too bad, but not too good, because it'll make it to where the Mitsu cards don't play into it that much, but then you still have Ryzeal and Fiendsmith in your deck that you can't really do too much with under it. So they're going to go Prayer, grab out Haba, and then activate Tract. Okay. Very interesting line here. So we start with draw phase Prayer, search Haba, and then activate Tract first play in main phase. So I would like I'm okay to explain to me why we activated Prayer in draw phase. What are we playing around? Because if it's Droll, we just played in the Droll anyways, and we could have chained Prayer to Droll if we want to search, even though the search doesn't do anything. Because this card doesn't do anything if we get hit with Droll right now. So I'm not really sure. I guess it gets you Kusanagi back into this, but we could chain that to Droll anyways. Guess it plays in the double Droll. If they have double Droll, they're the better player. Literally summon itself out. Okay. And then make Requiem. But the thing is, I'm not even chaining this to Droll. I don't think it's worth even going Kusanagi, add back Prayer. Maybe it is. They're going to go ahead, make Requiem, and then activate Haba effect, chain Fua, chain Ash, and then summon out Saji. Saji will be tributed, and then go ahead, use Saji effect to search for the ritual spell. Requiem effect, tribute go special, bring out the Lacrima. Lacrima effect, go dump the Engraver. Yeah, then they said think a sec. I do like what they did there, though. How they set up the Requiem and then used Haba effect. I think it makes a lot of sense to do that, because if they chain Fua to Haba, you can chain Requiem to summon Lacrima, which is, like, decent. It's something. It's something. So now Now they're going to go ahead and normal summon out X, normal summon in, so that way they can still go into everything in their extra deck, and then we see Shuckle admit defeat there. The opponent just has too much engine. They will end up winning that game for sure. Now we have Haba, Prayer, Ash, Harpy's Featherstorm, and Aramasa. They have Druisworm, Droll, Prayer, Ash, Prayer. Okay, so activate Prayers, discard, well not discard, but tribute the Haba in the draw phase. They Ash Blossom the Prayers to stop them from searching for any Mitsu monster, because they don't want them to also be able to special summon out, which will then give them a lot of pluses very early on. So they decide to just Ash that, but now they're going to get Haba effect to go search, and that's going to grab out a Murakumo. Okay, Murakumo is probably not what I'm okay expected to be searched there. But now, normal, summon out the Aramasa, effects, search out Haba, and then drop Droll. And now we're going to go activate Haba, summon out the Kusanagi, tribute, and then Kusanagi effect, add back Prayer, and then set Prayer, Harpy's Featherstorm, so that way next turn, if we can make Castel, then we can just summon it, and then activate this, and it'll stop all their other cards. So now, go ahead, pass. They're thinking if they want to Druisworm, banish Aramasa during end phase, which I wouldn't be completely against. We do know they have Prayers, which can summon this back out, which can make it awkward for us to use this. So yeah, I agree with using this now, actually. Especially if we get hand trapped on our Mitsurugi cards. This is a body, so like any hand trap works off the top too. But now, I was going to say, now it's like awkward, because now if we get stopped on our Mitsu cards, we can't Druisworm, otherwise they'll just chain Prayers. It's not like they're going to go Prayers during draw phase or anything. Well, we won't. They might, but we won't is what I meant. Like, Shuckle won't. They activate Prayers, no tribute. They Ash Blossom it. Okay, sure. Could have let it gone through, just to stop Saji effect instead. I don't, like, hate stopping Prayers. Especially because, like, if the first play is activate Prayers, no tribute, they probably shouldn't have Haba in hand. Otherwise, they'd be playing it different there. If they tribute, then sure. But if they don't tribute, they shouldn't have Haba in hand. So now they're thinking here if they want to Druisworm or not. But they're just going to go end of main, enter battle. Okay. Thinking if they want to activate Druisworm, which they do. Target Haba. Okay. Yeah, if they target this, then obviously they can chain and stop it. But they can banish Haba, but banishing Haba is like, sure, who cares? That card actually just never did anything. I guess it's the same with Aramasa, realistically. Like, those cards really aren't doing the most, but... Okay, and Aramasa we could have also added back off of the Kusanagi anyways, so it didn't matter too much. Go ahead, set Imperm now, try to pass, end phase Prayers, tribute Haba, and then... we can go ahead, resolve this, said you can't shark it. Well, I can respond if you're changing to yes tribute after declaring revive. Wait. Well, they said Kuzana, right? Activate it, said Kuzana. And they said, okay, think if tribute. Okay, to be fair, that was pretty dumb on Shuckle's part. Why would you activate this and say Kuzana? That's just not what the card does. You just activate it and you say... are you tributing? Yes or no? You should say yes tribute, no tribute. Like, literally, yes tribute, no tribute, just like they did. And then they have their time to respond. And if they say yes, then they respond. If they say no, then they don't. And then you do your stuff. You don't declare anything other than, I know, but you did. Yeah, they did declare special summon. Like, in a way, they didn't declare special summon. They said, you can respond. I'm just saying you can't force me to not tribute is all. I mean... let me see. Activate it, said Kusanagi. They said okay, then they said think if tribute. Nah, on God, if I'm playing against Shuckle, and they say, like, right here, I would, like, maybe let them go, right? But then they say, you can respond, I'm just saying you can't force me to not tribute is all. That I'm taking as a challenge. I'm being like, oh, you think I can't after you messed up. Because you said activate Kusanagi. I said okay to the card, and then you said think of tribute. Sorry, buddy, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. So they're going to go ahead, search out for Saji, and then lose 800, special summon back out Kusanagi. And then new Chin Link, they have Kusanagi to add back, and Murakumo to grab out. Wait, not Murakumo, Habakuri. Okay. They're just calling Habakuri Omno, which technically they're both Omno. But a lot of people still call this Omno, and I've started to call it Murakumo. draw. And then now we can go main phase. So we don't know any other cards, but we can assume that it's not Engine, right? Otherwise, Engine would have played last turn. Unless if it's like random Brick Engine, which this deck does have a decent amount of. Normal Saji effect. Go ahead and grab out the Trap. Well, normally it doesn't have that much, but I'm pretty sure if he's playing his YCS list, I don't remember it like card for card. But I'm pretty sure he's playing like Star Ryzeal, Cross, Node. I think playing extra Mitsu cards. I don't remember. So there's like, you know, those cards that you could potentially brick on. May have also sided them out though in this game. Overlaying the Castel, because now we have our Harpy's Featherstorm Lab to protect us from the hand trap, and we can also Castel out the Druis Worm. So go ahead, detach, bounce back, they chain Imperm. Sure, we are so fine with that, because now this card is no longer a blank. Last card in hand guarantee loses the Harpy's Featherstorm, and now we can just go Ritual Spell, summon out Murakumo, go ahead, tribute a Habakuri, and then new Chain Link here, because they use the Habakiri during the end phase to search, so they can do it again this turn now. So they're gonna go Murakumo 1, Habakiri 2, search out Prayers, and then out the Druis Worm, and then Druis Worm effect to try to send Murakumo. You can just chain Murakumo, and that'll negate it. If they discard one from hand, that's fine. Then they're on 0 cards. Yeah, so activate, and they'll just let it be negated. Yep, obviously not discarding there. And then just go battle phase, swing. Yeah, I mean, we knew that was going to happen, but that's fine. Because now, still during battle, Prayer, Tribute, the Murakumo, bring out Kusanagi. And then new Chain Link, Murakumo, Kusanagi, add back Prayers, go search Prayers, summon out Murakumo, and then Murakumo can attack directly, and it will attack for game. So GG's. They said unfortunate. Yup. I needed like a second push. Yeah, I had nothing not to lose the one hand trap, but that Ash Blossom. Yeah, their hand that game was a bit unfortunate. But I mean, to be fair, at the same time, they did draw like Ash, Droll, Druis Worm. It just sucks that both starters were from the same engine and they were the same card. But we even drew Imperm as a 6 with this. This is like one of the only good 6 hand traps we could have had to. I guess to be fair there, it's not like a good 6 in that spot because they didn't have anything on their board. But in general, Imperm is seen as a good 6 card. I actually don't think Imperm's like that broken right now or anything. I think a lot of the low impact hand traps are fairly weak. Ash you like have to play though, because this doesn't just stop the opponent. This allows you to play through Charmies. And it also hits like all the dumb decks. Like Ash literally works against like basically every deck in the game, except for like Maliss. It doesn't really work against Maliss. Even then it kind of does. You can use it as a 6 card too against Maliss. But like in general, this card just works against every deck, like ever, basically, even if it's a low impact, which does make it nice, especially for like a YCS tournament, or especially a regional tournament. Oh my gosh. But alright, that's going to be it for the video. I'm going to quit yapping, and I'm about to go record another IronMan. So if you're watching this, another IronMan's coming. Also, if you're watching this and you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you for watching this far, especially to the point where I just yap a bunch at the end. But I'll also be streaming today on Twitch, so I'll leave a link to that down below in the description. You can go ahead and check out the description. You'll find it. I'll be streaming over the, I think, Netherlands Nationals is what it was, and then hopefully, if the schedules match up, I will be getting coached by Charlie Futch, the guy who won YCS Providence, and I'll be playing the Mitsurugi Ryzeal deck, and he will be coaching me, so that should be some pretty cool content. Maybe I'll do a little player interview too at the end. But alright, with that being said, the DB Grinders signing off. Peace, have a nice day, stay safe.